Hey guys, you're watching Fuityloops. My name is AJ and welcome back to another episode of Let's Build Springfield, episode 40, I think it is anyway. Last episode we built Frink's Lab, or at least started it. I called it part 1 because for all intents and purposes I thought we were going to do another episode on it. However, I decided against it, and I decided against it because all of the stuff around the rest of the building was just repeating what we had done in part 1. So I was just doing some off-camera stuff, you know, putting windows in and stuff that you all saw last episode. And then I realised there wasn't really much more to it. So it would have been like a 5-minute episode. So I just finished it off, put another radar on the top, put a little fence on there, a little ladder down, and a couple of wires here and there, wires and poles, and just general like niggly work, a couple of little lights. I put another garage door on this side. So, yeah. I think it looks okay. I think it turns out really well, in fact. Today, we're starting on Burns' Manor. And I've also set a warp, if this works. Warp to Burns. Yeah. Okay. So, I've been setting a few little warps around the place to make me get around a little bit quicker. But what I've done here is I've terraformed up the ground just a little bit. At the moment, I've only gone up 4 blocks, and I have no idea if this is big enough or if this is too big. I'm not sure. We can always enlarge it. But then I just smoothed off around the edge using my tools that I had bound to world edit. And today's going to be a bit of a blueprint or footprint episode to Burns' Manor. I'm going to slow myself down just a little bit, make myself a little bit more controllable. And let's start. If we get some carpenter's stairs, because that's the first thing that we're going to be working on. Carpenter stairs. There we go. Okay, so it doesn't really matter where the middle is. We're just over the other side of the river. In fact, you can see Frink's Lab just here-ish, I think. That's the police station. Frink's Lab is down there, and the power plant is just up there, not so far. So it's still pretty local to everything, and that's sort of what I wanted. I don't want it to be really far away, because if we end up building things really far away from other things, it just turns out being annoying because you have to then fill the gaps between the two, don't you? Okay, so I think we're going to go with an odd number here. I know it sounds weird, but because of a peak that is on the top above this part, an even number would actually work better in this situation. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go 2 blocks up, or 2 stairs up, before the main building starts. And then we can terraform the grass up around it later on. I'm still too fast. I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit twitchy today or something like that. Okay, and then we're going to get some stone. 2 blocks wide, yeah, I think 2 blocks wide looks good. It's a pretty similar looking building to the town hall, in fact. It's got some very similar features to the town hall, including a big dome on the top, slightly different shape, small windows. The building itself, I'm really excited about. The shape of it, I'm really excited about doing, though. I can't wait for that. I've got hiccups. Okay, so there's the entrance there. And then the door, I think what we're going to do is if we go up there and there, that gives us 4 blocks in the middle for a nice big grand door in it. I got garage doors with me. I'm like amazing at remembering 1 block. Okay. And then we put like a brown cover on it. And for now, that'll do. We'll put some more detail on it eventually, but that's just so I know where the door is and how it's all going to work. Am I cool with using stone, or should we use a different block? I've got stone, clay, and cyan clay. Now, if we used cyan clay for the main building, we could. The great thing with world edit, is that we can actually change the whole thing at the end. If we think it's a little bit too dark or a little bit too light, we can always change it. So I think I'm not gonna put the door back in. I think I'm gonna go with cyan stained clay for the building, and then stone for like the floor bit and the foundation bit, just so we get a little tiny bit of a color difference. It's not gonna be that big, but you should be able to just notice it. Okay, so I've got these coming in here. This is 3 blocks wide here, and that's very important because I've cut down this clay pillar here, which will go in the center of these 3 blocks. Yeah, that's about right. And these come up here. we're not concentrating on too much detail this episode. We're just trying to get in the main features, the blueprint, you know, the scale of the walls, how big the windows are going to be. The important stuff first, I'm afraid. It is very important. Okay, this actually is going to have to come down another block. Now, that might make it a little bit too wide. Yeah, okay, no problem. We can solve that. We're going to come one block. There's like a block that comes down next to this wall. It's very interesting. Okay. Hopefully, if I remember, guys, I've heard you from the comments. I just haven't really had time to sort of do it, but I've heard you from the comments saying to try and put a picture in the video as an overlay so you know what I'm looking at. I'll try and do that. If I keep forgetting, that's my main problem. I keep forgetting that you've asked for it, and then the video goes out, and I'm like, oh damn it! I should have remembered to do that. Okay, so I think this window has to be. This is going to be a huge building. That window's got to be 3 blocks high. The one above it is 2 blocks high, like that, and the one above that is 2 blocks high as well. Oops. Something like that. So that's going to be sort of the main height of the building. That's a pretty nice height. That's a pretty nice height. I don't mind that too much. And then this stone has to follow its way all the way back. And then, you know, this pillar actually, we need to put, we need to put the third pillar, or the first pillar, depending on what way you look at it there. And then remove that one out. Which sort of means we should move that whole building in one, shouldn't we, really? Yeah. Okay. We need to remove this. And then we need to move that whole wall back in 1 block. I'll do that. I'll be right back. Okay. I've just very quickly moved it back. That also means that we can remove that extra stair that we just put in as well. So that can go back like that. That can go, oops, back like that. This one gets deleted. And the other wall goes in here. Like that. Okay, so that matches up to there. Yeah, that'll look better. And then we need another pillar. I love these pillars. This is going to make a huge amount of difference to the whole thing. That pillar will go all the way up to the top eventually. And then we've got the next wall. So this wall is probably going to be the longest wall. I'm looking at a picture on the tapped out game. Okay, and if I put an overlay, that's probably the one I'm going to show you. The tapped out one has 2 windows on this bit, so it would be like 1, 2, and then has like its corner. But on the main actual episode of The Simpsons, it has 5. So that would be 1, 2. So you can see how much tapped out has actually shrunk the building. Nothing else, none of the detail is really gone. They've just shrunk it a little bit, made it a little bit smaller. I think I want to put 5 windows in. I think I want to go like all out on it. Okay, and then the first window's 3 blocks tall, the second window's 2, the third window's 2, so that all matches up wonderfully. Okay, and then we poke out for like a little tiny corner. I think I'm only going to come out 1 block, and then that's going to come out like that, so that's like another window out there. And then we need to follow this stone. No, we don't. This stone's going to come up from the floor here. Oops. This is such a cool building. There's so much detail to look at. It's crazy. I love it. Okay, and then there's like another pillar there, there, and then it comes back this way. How many blocks? Oops, wrong one. Clay. We need to find a use for clay still. I'd like to use it if I can. And it's actually longer this way, so if I do that, and if I put that pillar, oops, if I put that pillar in the middle there, yeah, that's right, okay, so then this is like, almost like a corner battlement, almost like, it's really cool. You'll see what I mean when we get all 3 stories up. It's going to look great. Okay, and then we're going to come back 3 windows. This is right on the tapped out game. So we're going to come back 3 windows here. So we need to come back 1 block, and then 1 window, 2 windows, 3 windows. And then this comes to the corner here. I think we're going to go with like a stone half block. Like if we cut the stone in half, And then we'll put that along the edge there. I think that'll look really, really nice eventually. Okay. Come around the corner. And on the tapped out, there's 2 windows here. On the full game, or on the game, on the full episodes, on the cartoons, there's actually 3. I'm going to go with 3 to keep scoring at the full whack. This is a huge building, man. This is going to be crazy. Okay, and then there's another pillar here. So, if we just get this stone. I didn't quite do the land. Just slightly too small. We were close. We just weren't quite exact. Okay, and then another pillar goes there. And, oops. And there. And then we have 3 windows down the side. Again, it's 2 on the tapped out game. We're going to put 3 to match the cartoon. I'm going to put 1 there. 1 window. 2 windows. 3 windows. And then another block on the edge. And then the stone comes across the front here. This is huge, man. Oh, man. I want to stand back and just have a look at it in a second. Okay, and then we're going to put 1 in there. And then there should be another pillar in the middle on the tapped out game. On the full episode, there's going to be 1 pillar right there. And 1 there. I just had to look on the picture there to work out how it went. Yeah, look at that. Oh, man, this is huge. So that's as wide as the building gets. And then it's basically a straight shot along the back. There's a little bit of a bump out, but that's about it. In fact, it's the same bump out as there. So we can do that as well. And then it's a matter of just matching it on the other side to get the full blueprint, footprint, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so let's just add this last little bit. So that's got to come up there. And then I need to match that bit. So we're going to come out, I'm going to come out 2 blocks. And then the window goes in. I just have to have a look on that one. So the window comes out. And then I'm going to come back like probably only 1 block. Maybe that's too much. Like that. I think that's how we're going to do it. And then this goes straight across with however many windows in that you want to put in. Obviously, we don't have a picture of the back. I don't think... I'll have a look to see if I can find a picture of the back of Burns' Manor on Google, but I don't think we can. If we can't, we'll just have to make up the windows. It should be fairly easy to do. I can't see it being that much of a problem. Okay, and then the stone has to then wrap round here. Just to there. With a pillar in here. If you're building this on vanilla Minecraft, it's possible as well, so don't worry about all the mods that I'm using here, all these little microblocks. You could easily do it on a vanilla Minecraft world on console or whatever. I think it'll look great. If you do, send some pictures in to me because I'd love to see them. Okay, so I think the next step, guys, is a pretty easy one. I need to obviously match the blueprint on the other side and do a straight line to join the 2 up. And then it's a pretty repetitive job of putting the same windows in all the way along. I know it's not great. I'm going to probably cut it out. But all of the bottom windows are 3 blocks high. And then the second and third floor are all 2 blocks high. So it's just a matter of going around it and making it taller. This bit is all blank. So yeah, let me do that. I'll be right back. I don't want to finish off the episode yet. Alright. This place is huge. It's going to be a really, really cool building once it's finished. Oh, definitely 100%. So, I think it's coming on quite well. I want to really put the peak on the front of the building today. That's my main goal. If we can do that, I shall end the episode off happily. And we've definitely done enough work. I love those. Smooth stone stairs. They should be in vanilla, shouldn't they? There shouldn't even be a question about it. So, on the back there, on the back wall... Obviously, we don't have any pictures of the back. I did have a quick search. I couldn't really find any that were any good for us. So I had to make it up. So what I done is I went 8 windows from that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 first. Was that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 9 windows. And then 9 windows that side. Oh, yeah, this is the problem. Okay. Isn't that good? Isn't it amazing when you accidentally come across a mistake that you made? That would have stayed there probably for the end of time, and I would have not known what on earth I had done wrong. There we go. That makes it an awful lot neater. So now that's like Well, I'll make these two into doors, which is why these walls are a little thicker here. I want 2 double doors on the back to get out. So that's like 9 from each side. It just works out. You can do the windows however you like. I just think that looks quite nice like that. Okay, so for this triangle, I think you'll find that the slopes will end up being too much. I think they'll end up being too sharp and too high. If we just try this out very quickly, I'm going to use clay. It's definitely a brighter block. So this comes all the way along here. And then it would be there. And there. I know it's messing up the blocks here. In fact, that one should just go back, shouldn't it? Like that. You know what? It might not. Sometimes on some buildings, we've found that by using these blocks, they just end up being way too high and they just don't work. Ugh, this is so hard sometimes. No, it just always wants to argue with you. Like that. I mean, oh, come on. I'm not trying to be awkward with it. I'm just trying to place the block nicely. It might not be too bad. The size of the building might allow us to do this. If not, we'd probably... collapsible blocks, yeah, they can work sometimes with this, but a lot of the time that actually makes it a lot more difficult. So if I put that in like that... the peak shouldn't be that high. The peak should be a little bit more down than that. But the size of the building, I think, is going to allow us to get away with that somewhat. We'll have to see. Okay, so then we'll colour this around here. Like this. And then I cut down some gold blocks, as you might have seen in my inventory. But it looks like we can just use full blocks. Yeah, we should be able to. If we just use full blocks here. Along here. And then there's like a B as well in the gold. I don't know if we can do that. We'll have a go with the microblocks. I'm not quite sure how it'll turn out, but it is worth a try. So that's the gold on the front. Yeah, and then there's a B. If I used microblocks, we could do it like that. It wouldn't look much like a B. It would look more like a number 8. Yeah, no, I'm up for trying it. It might look better than I think it will in my head. I doubt it. I doubt it very much. But you guys will be annoyed if I don't try it. So we need to cut this right down to those ones. And then I'm also going to grab some of those ones as well. Just to see if that makes a difference at all. Oh no, wait a minute. If we also... yeah, there might be a way to do this. Those ones. Those ones. I think they're the better ones. These cubes here, the notches, they're the most versatile. These little thin ones you can only place on very certain blocks. Yeah, that's not going to work. Oops. I knew that was going to happen. I can see my cursor over the gold block. So if we use these ones, they're bigger, but they're so much more versatile. Oops. Oops. Huh? Yeah, that's... I'm happy with that. That looks okay. Alright, yeah, I'm cool with that. And then there's the same sort of peaks, just a lot smaller, on this one. So if I put a little clay line along here, and then we pillar these up the same way as you would... if you were doing this on vanilla Minecraft, you would just obviously use stairs here. Whoops. Stairs to do this peaks. Just the normal stuff. These slopes can look a little bit better, I think, in some cases. But not all the time, I've found. Sometimes stairs still look better. Okay, so that's got to be on there and on the other one. And then on this side, this is also a little triangular peak. Very, very interesting design. A lot of the Simpsons houses have this design. This one we definitely can't do a straight peak on. It's going to be way too high. I can see it already. So what we're going to have to do is I'm going to get Carpenters Blocks. I could just cut them down and use slabs, but the Carpenters Blocks will be so much easier. And then we hit that. Whoa. Hello, double block. And then we hit this one. Yeah. That's going to be so much easier. And then we can even hit that from underneath. Yeah. That'll look okay. And then this will give us a better peak. It's not going to be quite as sharp. It's not going to be smooth, unfortunately. But there's not really anything that we can do about that. Oh, yeah, that does have to go underneath. And then you go underneath, on top, underneath. Oh, let's start from the other side. I was getting carried away then. That one. That one, that one. That one. Like this. How are we doing for time? I have no idea. I forgot to set my timer again for this episode. My bad. Nope, that was right. Like this. That one. That one. And then... take that. Oops. No. I hit it with a hammer. Take that one away. And that one down. And there you go. Now we get a much more of a lower peak. Because of the width of this part of the building, it was going to be so wide. Oh, I double placed on that one. It wasn't noticeable, but it would have driven me nuts. And on the edge here, what colour on the edge? It's pretty much clay inside. Oh, did I double that again? I did. I felt it double. Yeah, oops. Oh, come on. Yeah, I felt it. I felt me. It's like a clay on the inside. I was talking about two things at once then. Yeah, it's clay on the inside of this, but that's not going to look very good. So I think I'm going to go with stone on the inside of these smaller peaks. It's a slightly different shade to the clay and the stained clay, so it should stand out just a little bit. Yeah, that's as close as we're going to get. And then that one is a smaller one, just like that. Okay, well that is going to have to do it for this episode. We've got the blueprint down, the footprint of how the building is going to go. Next episode, we'll probably be getting the roof in and the start of the dome, at least, even not more. The windows we need to work out still. I don't think I've got time this episode to do it, but it's going to be cutting down these ones, or maybe even a darker one. What? Grey. Yeah, this one. That's the perfect one. We'll have to cut that down into thin strips to go around the windows to make them really stand out. And I think that'll look good. We might even place the glass one block back. Or even half a block back. We'll have a think about it next episode. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode. Bye!